You made it back! I'm glad. Phew, somebody made it back. Man, I almost gave up on this now. But you guys keep us going. Just when we think it can't get no worse, it gets better. Yeah, that's what you gotta remember. Look at these. Here's our overnighters. We're pinning them up. That are longies. Bad cookies. Here's overnighters over here. Ooh, look, nice hickory. Oh, look, hickory sticks. Mmm, yummy. Wait, what's that thing? I'll show you guys that in a minute. So we're piling up. That's what we've been doing. Some of these pieces in here are a little bit bigger than our normal, but they're still falling in that range. There's a plenty of mix of small pieces to get them medium biggers going. So that should fancy a lot of pickles. We got a nice good trash pile building up. Any of the ones that come off the end of the processor, we're bucking them down to 16 and I'm just tossing them in the trailer. Old rusty ball. Still pumping it up and down though. I wanted to take you guys and show you guys some of where we've been at here. Mr. Chugs is my left arm. I've known that man a long time. He knew my old kids when they were kids. They old now, not Firefly. People can get stuck in ruts. No matter how big and tough you are, life's full of ruts. But like the book says, you gotta go through the valley to get to the other hill. So in order to get to the other hill, you gotta go down. So you go down and you go up through life. Just like the trees grow. Poor things. All just dying. I don't like hurting their trees. Oh man, look, he showed up today. He's back again, man. I don't know how much more he can squeeze in here. We have a new friend in the Woodyard. We got a new wood storage container. This container here, we will build rack system in there, and I will show you. Right now it's full of all our bag wood and cooking woods. It's dry. They're seasoned. They're in firewood bags, ready to go out and make wonderful meals or keep tents warm. Any specialty wood fire products we're gonna sell. I've seen some stuff on the YouTube, guys that sell chips and they go all the way down. I'd like to sell all wood-fired products to people here at HW Sticks. Now, I have not been down to the processor in a while. We're getting ready to head down there probably today. We're gonna do some, well, me, all by myself, gonna buck up some logs. Not buck up logs, cut nipples off. I'm gonna start cutting all the nipples off and getting logs ready to just keep rolling onto the processor. I think that's more crucial than actually even running the processor, is your prep. You gotta set the table before you can eat dinner, but you don't have to. But that's the theory, that's your thing. You set the table and then dinner goes very smooth and well, everything's ready to go. Like a prep chef. So that's probably what I'm going to be working on. For this past week, I was undertaking a heartbreaking thing I had to do. And all by myself, we do got thick, man. The new kiddo on the block. You guys seen him for a second. He's yeah, I just, like I said, I got depressed. It's no fun without Mr. Chug. And it's hard to express HW Sticks without that man here. So, plus the old man's all jammed up. Earl's been helping him a lot lately. You know, Sticks was a boxer, so he's a little busted up. That's why Shag's shoulders are bad. That boxing with Sticks. Okay. So right now we're trotting over to the rack, which here's an inclination as to what was going on. Uh-oh. Why is there a bunch of cherry firewood, well, cherry logs, in the woods? Because we are moving. I never looked at it as homesteading. But I guess when you live on off your own land, it's a homesteading experience. We ain't out there in the wilderness in thousands of acres with candles and whale blubber. But I'd like to figure out how to live off the land and have our land support my family. Like that should be your goal for like any man, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this would be cool to do this. So what we're gonna do is I have moved all the cherry logs at the cost of idler wheels on the dingo at $500 and some a piece, and came to the realization that if you guys are doing firewood and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a mini skid steer, you're gonna have to buy the big one, the biggest one they make. The biggest one I think they make is the TX 2000. That's dingo, that's Toro. I don't know if Bobcat or them guys make one, but when it says tool carrier on there, yeah, that's what it does. Yeah, that thing's made to pick up a hot box or a job box and carry your tools to you. That's about what it's good for. And attachments, if you do a lot of that stuff. If you're an electrician and all that crap, then yeah, you'll get your money's worth. But if you're a firewood guy, no. Don't buy a little dingo. Don't buy a little skid steer thinking that you're going to be able to move stuff around with it. You're not. You can't even move a quarter cord of oak. 1/4. That's one IBC tote stacked 2 rows to the top. Not the big giant ones either. That's 1,500 pounds. Close to it. Yeah, you're going to have trouble. So, we are going to clear out this front piece. You can kind of see a big oak over there. And it's going to come in right here, come around. These bigger oaks here, this pine will have to go. These little guys will have to go, unfortunately. This one, this pine tree, and then loop it around, and then you'll exit over there. So only really this little area right here. So you got a couple saplings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 saplings, 1, 2, that's a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double. 6, 7. 7 trees. And then we're going to put the rack right along in here. And then we'll put some cord examples out in here, the sign, maybe a little shed right there to sell the cooking wood. A little shed right there to sell the cooking wood. We get some traffic on this road, not much, but it'll grow, it'll build. Oh, I gotta get some. This battery keeps acting goofy. They're getting weirder and weirder. A couple years old now. I'll take you over and show you. We had to move everything. Moved it all. Thick boy helped a little bit. I think that's what we call him. I can't remember. Flare. Yeah, that's it. Flare. We had something but on video, but it turned out to be poop. There we are. All of it's gone. Everything's up here on the line. Got a little bit of this oak sold already right here. But yeah, the golf club's gone. The longest one in YouTube so far. That's what one guy said. That's why we named it that. We got a lot of traction with that video. Well, I'm going to build one that's 800 feet long, all along that wood line up there. Once I get the machine to clear out some trees. That's what we've been working on. It was too heartbreaking and boring to show you guys. But all the cherry logs are moved. Got another pile in front of the old Wang Bangle. Yeah, Mrs. Turtlewood loves that. Oh yeah. Here's some crap. Couple good chunks of wood in there. We get some downtime, we'll send Chug up there someday. Buck up some small rounds. 16s! But we moved all the cherry over to here too. And the Garrison guys back. We had to move Zilla to get the new trailer in. We are going to bridge over that and make a roof across both of them with like a, you know what I mean, like a lean-to thing on this end, and that way we can park the loader in there when we get her home. We'll have somewhere to tuck the Alpha 6, get it out of the weather, and then figure out once we can start moving some of these logs where we're going to set up Zilla and the power packs and all that. So we're back to the beginning. There's your walk around. There's your explanations. And now I'm going to pull down the old IDI, hook it up to the old dumper, take the dumper down, set it up in front of the processor, and then I'm going to start chopping off nipples. So I don't know if you guys are going or not. That's for you to figure out, and that's another day.